Believe it or not, there used to be sheep that roamed free on Assateague Island. Nancy Ferguson is a volunteer dedicated to informing the public of the amazing stories hidden in the island's history.
Soon after the settlement of Jamestown, people began to explore the eastern shore. And soon afterwards, people began to come over here and explore the resources of this strip of land and also to make their homes here. By the middle of the 1600s, there were enough people growing grains and livestock that a problem arose. There were no fences around the livestock, so they got in the grains. And that caused a big problem, as you can imagine. So the landowners decided that they could use the barrier islands up here that run along the Atlantic coast. And they used those islands as a natural corral for their livestock.
Using the barrier island for livelihood was difficult during the start of the colonization of America. In order to use any of the land, you had to obtain a patent, which allowed colonists to use a portion of the land allotted. The first to obtain a patent for Assateague Island was Daniel Jennifer. Mostly tenant farmers lived on the property, and throughout the next century they began to populate Assateague Island. The isolation of the island meant that the families that lived there relied on nature for necessities such as food and shelter. The farmers did not put up fences, rather they let each other's herds mingle and loose on the island. The sheep were eventually taken off the barrier islands, all except one.
We know that there were livestock on Cobb, on Hog, on Paramore, Cedar, Assawoman, Wallops, and on Assateague.
The last removal of sheep was on Hog Island in the 1970s. To learn more about the sheep on the island, as well as other livestock, visit the Assateague Island National Seashore Visitor Center.